All right, welcome back to the Ireland Contracting Nightly Sports Call. The Pens get the weekend started off on a good note against New England teams, beating Boston tonight 5-3. Was 4-3. And Zach Aston-Reese, who had 2 goals in tonight's game. It was kind of a back-and-forth game. The Pens blew a 2-goal lead, and then it was tied up. Casey DeSmith, 48 saves. Jake Gensel gets the game winner, a deflection from Chris Letang. So it was a good game to watch. It was a good way to start things off because it doesn't seem like Pittsburgh teams do well against these Boston and New England teams.
Well, here's my thing about this Penguins game tonight. I think that they didn't play particularly well defensively because Casey DeSmith, especially in the third period, stood on his head to
Faced
make
51 shots.
I mean, it's absurd how many shots and how many odd man rushes and how many really high, dangerous scoring opportunities. If Casey DeSmith was just good tonight and not terrific, the Penguins probably would have lost this game 8 or 9-4. So there's the good side, which they got high-level, big-time goaltending, which people say, oh, well, they need Matt Murray for that. Well, you know what? This kid is playing pretty well. The bad of it, and the other good of it is they got some scoring from some, a couple of different guys or whatever. Yeah. But the bad of it was, I thought defensively they were atrocious tonight, and it just so happened that it was one of those nights where their goaltender stood on their head and bailed them out. And
Chris Letang hurt his knee. We don't know how serious it is, and we'll have an update probably tomorrow. Right. What's wrong with him? But yeah, the goaltender started off well. He finished well, 48 saves. But do you think there's a goaltender controversy now? Do you think that?
Again, he's been really good.
He has. He's been good, decently good.
And
yes.
You're trying to win games.
Matt Murray's probably going to play tomorrow.
He will play tomorrow, and that's fine. But I think Monday night you got to come back to this kid.
Yeah, I think
he's earned the right. I mean, Matt Murray has to come back and win his job back.
He hasn't practiced a lot either, too.
Which he eventually will, I would think. But this kid is a kid. If you see his MO and the way that he's played and everything else throughout his career at every level, when he's hot, he's really good. And you just got to ride him till he's not on.
Yeah, you got to ride the hot goaltender. Let's go out to the phone line. We're going out to Bob out in Green Tree. What's up, Bob?
Hey, how you doing?
Good, thanks for calling.
I just want to add something to the legacy of Bill Fralick. He started his organized football with the greatest kids football team in the country. And most of the people on your staff are too young to remember the Morningside Bulldogs. You had a guy named Joe Natoli and Bass Fitzpatrick. They were the greatest kids football team coaches ever.
You know what? I'm sorry, Bob. I don't remember the Bulldogs, but Paul might. So Paul could probably talk on that.
I remember the Morningside Bulldogs.
Ask Dan Savard. Ask some of them old timers about the Morningside Bulldogs.
That was
They'll tell you about it.
I appreciate the call, Bob. Yes.
They were the youth football organization around, and of course, if you were on that team, you were really good.
So, a lot of those kids went to the NFL.
Yeah, I mean, I think,
or went to play big time
went on to
football.
play college football and stuff like that. I mean, it was just a great youth football team.
Like 11, 12, 13-year-olds, something like that?
Yeah, I think, it was Pee Wee. It was before, I think it was
before you got
about
to
the
high school.
7th grade. I think it got to about 7th grade. Maybe.
Well, I'd imagine any team that Bill Fralick was on was going to be a good one.
Right. It was up to about, I think, 7th grade-ish, so what's that, 13?
Yeah.
Something like that, yeah.
All right, let's out to the phone lines. We're going to go out to, who do we got here? We'll go out to Ted out in Baldwin. What's up, Ted?
Hey, Rick, how you doing?
Good, thanks for calling. Yeah,
hey, how you doing?
Good, good.
Good. Hey, since Rivers got sports betting out, their first bet was someone bet $11,000 on New England. Did you hear about that?
Yeah, you know what, Ted? I think he made a good bet. I would take New England. I'm going to give away my score, but here's a question. So yesterday was the first day of betting at the Rivers Casino here in Pittsburgh.
Yeah, at 2 o'clock yesterday was the first time you could bet at a legal sports bet here in Pittsburgh.
And that was the first bet I think he was talking about.
And that was he was the first guy in line. And you know what? I was over there last night for a little bit. It was fun.
Was it? Like Vegas?
Yeah, it's
nice
like Vegas.
Area?
I mean, they've got a nice area. They got a bunch of TVs there. I mean, the thing that I don't think people really understand is you can bet whatever you want to bet. You don't got to go over there and bet $300. There's not like some minimum. You could bet $5 if you want on a game. You know what I'm saying? So there was a ton of a wide variety or a wide range of people over there. you know, watching the game. And, you know, it's funny every time something happened, because that game came down to the wire, you know, the Chargers-Chiefs game. Every time something happened, every time there was a play that happened, half the room was cheering and the other half of the room was screaming. It was kind of neat. It was fun. I mean, you know,
I always enjoyed going to sports books in Vegas.
I mean, again, it's if you're just looking for something to do, obviously, and we have to say this. I mean, if you've got a gambling problem, you don't want to go over there. But that's not what we're advocating. There's a lot of people who can go there and have fun, and you know, there's a lot of people who go to horse racing and just have fun, and it is what it is, you know. And so I thought it was pretty cool. It was fun. Me and my buddies had a good time there, and that was the way, you know.
I'm sure it'll be packed on Sunday.
I'm sure it's packed right now.
All right, we got to take a break. Back with more of your phone calls. Our predictions coming up next. Stay right there.